Android, iOS, and PC. You can build up a personalized team, complete missions, level up with the AFK Rewards auto farming system, and bruh, you can even unlock pets now.
Look at him, bro. Okay, I need to calm down.
And now you don't even have to pay. It's your boy Goku. And this song goes out to all my chi-chis. And I want y'all to get on the Nimbus and just throw that ass back. Like, ha, yeah, yeah. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. I was surprised when Chi-chi threw it back. I was like, damn, look at that ass clap. I said, go ahead, make that ass pop. You finna catch this Kamehameha. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. That booty made me turn Super Saiyan 5. Chi-chi threw it back and made my power level rise. I heard Frieza came back and he turned to fight. I would save the world, but I'm preoccupied. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Chi-chi threw it back on the Nimbus. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for watching, hit the like, dog. Thanks for watching, hit the like, dog. Like, dog. Stop playing, hit the like, dog. Look at the merch. Oh my God. Look at the merch. Ooh-wee. Look at the merch. Oh my God. Look at the merch.
What the heck? It's like he's completely hollow, like some sort of a ghost or something. Oh, I've got to...
Hours. Kakarot! Kakarot!
Of all the outcomes and possible things that I could have guessed would happen, I never would have expected to one day look down upon you and see you reach true angelic levels of power, to fully enter into and dwell within my own domain. And though you are not an angel by blood, you have certainly found a way to reach true angelic power. And now that you have transcended into awakening your angel form, Goku, it's time we finally bear witness to what your ultimate and awakened power is really all about.
As our story continues following the events of Goku's angelic transformation and now having to manifest his angelic powers onto the surface, as with Tekera now looking forward in battling Goku at his absolute best, it was only just before the two were then shown engaging where Tekera went on to respond, "So you were finally able to reach this level after all. Very good, son Goku. However, I would advise for you not to get too far ahead of yourself now that you've become the first of your kind to reach such levels of power. Even if you are the first mortal to ever enter into the domain of the angels, do not mistake in this angel form of yours for invincibility," Tekera continues. "Though your angel energy surges with great and mighty power, the question then becomes, can you control it?" Tekera asks. "Can you wield such power with precision, purpose, and focus? That we will see. And now that you have officially drawn forward your full and raw power onto the surface, it's time that we find find out just how good you truly are, Son Goku, with Angel Goku responding, then let our next battle serve as a testament to the strength and resolve that we share in wanting to become the very best that we can be, Tekera. And as I stand before you wielding the true nature of my divine power from the angelic path that I've decided to walk down, I stand ready, Goku continues. And as we wage what will presumably be our final battle in this tournament, I will demonstrate the culmination of my combined strength with full focus. As Tekera had now gone as far as to get into fighting position by responding, trust and know that I don't expect anything less than your absolute best against me now. So whenever you feel ready, I'll allow for you to go and make the first move against me so that way I can be sure of your power. Now let's just see where your skills stack up compared to mine, mortal. Your newly unlocked angelic power may be a marvel to look at, but the true measure of its strength lies within your ability to control and master its divine nature, so we will see. Oh, I don't think that allowing for the Saiyan to go and make the first move here is the right one for Tekera to make, Akuma went on to chime in. And especially if the mortal has entered into wielding true angelic power, then Tekera should be looking to put an end to the Saiyan rather quickly instead of just going back and forth with him like this. Oh, this was a mistake, Budo went on to quickly shout. Our actions in taking this creature lightly has now led to this exact problem. Tekera must obliterate him right now before it's too late, with Yoshido chiming in. The two of you are getting all worked up for nothing here. Like, think about it. What are the odds of Tekera actually losing against the Saiyan in this fight, right? I mean, what's the worst that can happen out there? To which upon Angel Goku now shown dashing towards Tekera, it was only right upon with Goku now being shown finally having to move where the Grand Priest went on to quickly chime in. Oh, and there he goes. My, what an incredibly impressive speed compared to how fast he was before, isn't it, Whis? Well, this will rather be very exciting to watch go down indeed, with Whis responding, indeed it shall. Well, this is it, Goku. It's all or nothing. Good luck, and do not let him break you. In which within that very moment back down below, as soon as Tekera was now shown having to grab onto Goku's fist upon Goku now being shown making contact, this was where a gigantic shockwave was now shown having to echo all throughout the Null Realm as Yoshido went on to chime back in. Whoa, did you all just see the way that Angel Monkey just moved in for the attack? Oh, now that was really an improvement compared to before, huh? Oh, curse that mortal. And we were barely able to follow too, Budo went on to quickly respond. Oh, so it's as I feared. If he was able to increase his speed by this much, then his power is likely through the roof as well, with Akuma responding, yes, and to add on to the fact that this was exactly what Tekera had seen and wanted to draw out of the Saiyan as well. Oh, so maybe we were wrong to overlook him the way we did, especially if he's going to be giving Tekera a run for his money. But how was it that he, a low-level mortal warrior, was able to master Ultra Instinct whereas we couldn't, with the Grand Priest responding, well, it was your lack of maintaining a calm and tranquil spirit, of course. You four were able to climb just as high where you are without it, though this case with Son Goku does sure prove different. Very impressive speed, Saiyan, Tekera went on to quickly respond. The difference between now and then is clear to me. However, did your reaction speed also improve that aligns with your defense? Let's have a look then, to which upon Tekera now being shown responding in his own way, that was when Angel Goku was from that point shown doing exactly what Tekera did and grabbing onto Tekera's punch with Whis chiming in, yes, just like that, amazing, just amazing, Goku. He is able to fight very fluently while maintaining balance of his spirit and emotions, just as I had wanted to see come from him since we trained. You're extremely sharp, Angel Goku went on to quickly respond to Tekera while locked in a test of strength, but I'm not going to let you slip through my guard and get the better of me again, especially not now, with Tekera responding, or so you may think, Goku, but now that I'm starting to get a taste of what I'll be going up against, then it's only fitting that I start to use my true power in response just like you. This is just crazy, Yoshido went on to quickly chime back in. Even though I can see it with my very very own eyes. I still can't believe what I'm seeing down there. They're locked in place. It's a stalemate. They appear to be completely even down there, but how can that be with Akuma responding? Well, for now that is, but yes. And this is likely due to the Saiyan's experience by training alongside his angel. Tell us, Whis, were you able to see this coming from the mortal when you first took him under your wing to train? Or did this occur at random and being something that you've never experienced come from him before? We must know the truth behind this, with Whis responding, well, this was something that I had never would have thought would happen, especially not when I had first taken Son Goku and his friend Vegeta on over to Beerus' planet to train, but as time went on, I was beginning to see something more come from Goku, especially when he was first shown unlocking the power of Ultra Instinct during his battle with Jiren at the Tournament of Power, with Yoshido responding, oh, so that settles it then. This guy was something special the entire time, wasn't he? To which, upon making our way back down with both Goku and Tekera being shown struggling, that was when Tekera went on to address Goku by then telling him, this angelic form of yours has brought us both to the moment of equilibrium, Son Goku. And I'm impressed, as this was the power that I wanted to face, but as you push back against me, just know that you will not overpower my vastness of experience and generations of battle. Because just as hard as you continue to push, I too will push even harder to defeat you, with Angel Goku responding, and for you to assume that your years of experience in battle will best mine will be exactly what will lead you down the road of defeat against me, Tekera. Because we may be even now, but I will find a way to edge you out, and I will find a way to beat you. Hey, this is getting really intense down there, Yoshido went on to then respond. The entire realm appears to be shaking under the weight of their struggle, with Akuma responding, no, come on, Tekera, he's just a mortal. He was never meant to come this far, let alone be this strong. We are what shapes the multiverse, not him. So even if they're even, Tekera still has to win. But it only now looked as though Angel Goku had other plans, to which, upon Angel Goku now being shown exerting even more power, that was when Budo went on to respond, oh darn it, look, the Saiyan is driving him towards the edge of the stage. He's pushing Tekera further out. No, this is just ridiculous to watch go down, Akuma then went on to quickly respond again. Even more so with all that we have had to deal with when fighting that mortal down there. To which, before you know it, as Goku was now shown slowly but surely edging Tekera towards the edge of the stage, was when Goku then went on to address Tekera by telling him, you could never understand the pain that I had to go through, the people that I had to watch suffer, and the many lives that I witnessed be snuffed away. Everything, every battle, every opponent has molded me into becoming who I am today, Tekera. And you and I, we aren't that far apart from each other either, because I can see more of myself within you, just as much as you would hate to admit that you could also see yourself within me as well. A fine speech, Goku, and a good display of strength as well, but it'll take more than just words to win this battle, especially one that is just as important and just as monumental as this one, Saiyan. And to your credit, though you are able to hold your own here against me, just remember, Son Goku, that you are still a very long ways away from victory against me. In which, from out of nowhere now, before you know it, as soon as Tekera had now gone as far as to glare Goku away, it was only just upon with Tekera now being shown having to do this where Yoshido went on to respond, oh, incredible, and just like that, with one glare, Tekera has completely blown that angelic monkey away as though he was nothing. And I figured he'd fire back sooner or later. I mean, we've all seen what happens when Tekera really starts to try in a fight, and this is only but the beginning of it all, so just watch, with the Grand Priest responding, correct, but let's not gloss over Goku's expansive potential here either. You've all seen what he's capable of when his hand is forced and the chips are down, which is why this makes for the perfect battle for both experience and potential, with Akuma responding, well, I still doubt that the Saiyan has a chance of winning here, because how could he be so sure of the power that he's wielding will last? Give it time and we will see, but time may not be what also favors Tekera in this fight either, with all that we've seen this Saiyan do. In which, upon that very moment, as Tekera kept glaring Goku away, it was only as Tekera was now shown doing so, where Tekera went on to respond, "You're a little harder to get a read on now that your body has completely changed the way it moves, but altering your fighting patterns isn't going to be enough to save you." To which, thankfully enough, as soon as Goku was now shown having to be successful enough in landing on one of the broken parts of the ring that was shown floating, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Gah, it's those eyes. They remind me of Jiren's, only Tekera's glare feels more like he's trying to attack me from the inside rather than the out. Like he's trying to disrupt the balance of my mind, body, and spirit. And it looks like he's on the move and he's coming in fast," Goku went on to then continue. "Well, I better not leave any room for him to make a move on me like that again, since it's too big of a risk. And especially if it's going to cost me my one and only chance that I have at beating this guy. Alright, Tekera, now it's my turn to bring the pain right back over and onto you." In which, upon Goku now being shown doing exactly that, that was when Yoshida went on to chime in, "Whoa, just look at that Saiyan speed. His speed is really something else, you know. And it's almost like you can barely even see him coming and going at the rate which he seems to be traveling in. Well, the only other times that I saw speed like this came from either when we trained with the Angels, Tekera, or the Grand Priest. Yes, Goku, yes," Whis went on to then continue, "just like that. Remain as one and deliver onto him the full force of your incredible power, the likes of which have never been seen." In which, from out of nowhere now, the moment Angel Goku is now shown successfully having to land a thunderous knee strike on over to Tekera's stomach, it was only upon Goku now finally having to have succession where Goku then went on to shout, "Oh, right there, gotcha, Tekera," with Akuma having to shout, He connected. Son Goku actually connected a blow onto Tekera's body." To which, even with Tekera himself now having to acknowledge that indeed this attack had now successfully landed, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown following up in attempting to attack Tekera again, where Goku then went on to continue, "And this ends now, so into the void you go." What just happened to his body? How truly fascinating to see this come from a mortal with only bare minimum experience, Tekera went on to then respond to Goku. "You are beginning to slowly exceed the expectations that I originally had set out for you, Goku, but you aren't the only one who was given the chance to train with angels," with Goku then responding, "What the heck? It's like he's completely hollow, like some sort of a ghost or something. Oh, I've got to still try," Goku went on to then quickly shout, as even despite Goku's best efforts in attempting to strike Tekera with Goku's attacks now being shown completely going right through, it was only just as Goku was now shown doing this where Tekera then went on to continue, "The reason why I say that you only know the bare minimum is because there are still many things that you have yet to see and experience, Saiyan. You can only react according to the things that you've experienced throughout your battles, but what happens when you start to experience a plethora of things which you haven't yet experienced in your life before, Son Goku? What would you do then? How long until you cope with the gravity of the failures that wait for you when this is all over? You're giving me the fight that I wanted to draw out of you, but will you be able to maintain this level of intensity for much longer? I wonder." In which, upon that very moment, as Tekera was now shown having to split his body in 3 separate pieces, was when Goku then went on to ask, "Wait a second, the after image? Oh, you honestly think that I haven't seen and dealt with this technique before? What are you trying to get at here? I can already see right through your facade, Tekera." "Clever, but no," Tekera responds. "This isn't the after image technique that you are well accustomed to seeing and dealing with, Goku, but this is a little more than what your mind is able to process, so I'll just show you instead. For these are not mere holograms, nor are they mindless clones without a purpose, but instead, these are identical spirit vessels that you can only see and feel, but never successfully attack, for they are merely used as sacrificial energy inhibitors that attack you from within. A part of what lies within me is brought out and onto the battlefield as a weapon, so now observe further." As it was only now from out of nowhere, with Tekera now being shown spawning another set of arms from the side of his body, was when Goku then went on to ask, "What in the world? You can create additional arms to fight with that can grow out of your body? I could do much more than what you can see, Saiyan, for it's like I said, you are only aware of the bare minimum," with Yoshida chiming in, "Hey, I remember that little move of his when we trained with Tekera a while back. Yeah, I almost almost forgot about this little multi-armed thunderbuster attack, especially with those decoys that are holding the monkey angel in place, that is. In which upon that very moment, as Tekera's spirit vessels were now shown having to envelop Goku, that was when Tekera went on to respond, "Now envelop this mortal's body and electrocute his body and spirit as he is held in place. So commence now." Wait, hold on. What do you mean by electrocuting me from both the outside and in? But then, it was just before Goku could go as far as to finish his sentence, as he was now being shown electrocuted and paralyzed in place, was when the Grand Priest went on to chime in. "Ah yes, a paralyzing counter, one that shocks its targets from both the outside and from within, leaving the host's victim vulnerable on the surface with no means of escape of fighting back since they are stuck." In which that was it, because with Tekera now finding his opening and continuously being shown attacking Goku over and over again, was when Yoshido went on to respond, "Oh, I see, so it's almost like he's attempting to try and beat the angel stuffing right out of the Saiyan and make him drop out of his form. I can't move. His punches are getting heavier and heavier. He'll break me down if I don't respond, and so I must," Goku then went on to quickly shout, because with Goku now finding his opening and muscling his way out by powering up and blowing Tekera away, was when Akuma went on to respond, "He's good. God, that Saiyan is too good, and it looks like he's only getting better and better the longer this goes," with Yoshido responding, "No way. All right, cough it up, Grand Minister, because now we have to know, is the Saiyan truly stronger than Tekera here or what? What's your take on all of this?" To which, even with Tekera now noticing that Goku all of a sudden had just vanished, that was when Tekera went on to comment, "He muscled his way out of my trap and completely disappeared. I can feel him moving all around me, but I can't look into seeing what he'll do since his movements have completely changed, hindering my foresight," with the Grand Priest continuing, "Well, it's a little tough to say at the moment with all that's going on, of course, and with the fight still taking place, but what I can say is that Goku appears to hold a speed and reflex advantage in this fight, while Tekera holds a larger variety of techniques, experience, and counter tactics, but if I had to say for sure, then I'd say that between them both, while they do hold several advantages over the other that can ultimately favor them as this goes on, within this very moment in time, my guess is that they are now both completely even in this fight," the Grand Priest continues. "Tekera really isn't someone who just sat by and watched. I remember when I first trained him back in the day, and while I can't say for sure that Tekera would certainly hold the stamina advantage over the Saiyan's ability to move freely while using the true nature of what Ultra Instinct is, combined of course with his ferocious Saiyan nature, is what will likely be an issue, but it's like I said, that is just within the moment," the Grand Priest continues. "Anything can happen as their fight continues to go on, and so let's just see which one of them will outlast the other when it's all said and done. Though I will say that without this angel form, Goku would have lost a long time ago," in which within that very moment, as Goku was now shown reappearing and punching Tekera square in the face, it was only just upon with Goku now attempting to do the same thing again, was when Goku then went on to shout, "You almost had me, but now I've got you in my sights," with Tekera responding, "Go ahead and keep me within sight, you won't win." As this was now beginning to hold true, because with Goku now being shown having to find himself and punching into a barrier, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown having to briefly see this little wall in front of him, was when Goku went on to respond, "A wall of energy at the exact time and place where I was looking to strike him too? Oh damn it, what is this?" with Tekera responding, "This is one of my many contingency counters in battle, son Goku," as it was even now during this, with Goku still attempting to do his best in finding a way to strike Tekera with more and more of these energy walls appearing, was when Whis went on to respond, "Well, as good as Goku is doing out there, experience does play a major role." In any fight that a warrior may find themselves in, even if they are at the peak of their power. Neither appear to be slowing down, but could it be that Tekera wants to see all of which Goku's angelic form is capable of, with Akuma responding, well, Tekera's not training the mortal, that's for sure, so he's likely only in this fight because he knows that it's a very rare opportunity to come across a mortal like this who is actually able to give him a worthy battle that doesn't come from the five of us. Yeah, well, now that he's got the fight that he wanted, Yoshido chimes in, it's within his own best interest to knock the Saiyan out cold now before he pulls another miracle out of that hat of his again. In which seconds later, with Goku being shown avoiding one of Tekera's punches and grabbing onto his arm before throwing him out into the distance, was when Angel Goku then went on to respond, there we go, now unless you can break your fall fast enough, then have fun sinking into the void. Now our battle is hereby over, Tekera. There's no way that you can possibly find your way back onto the stage from this one, with Budo responding, no, tell me this isn't happening right now. He actually threw Tekera's entire body off the tournament stage. No, not again. In which even despite Tekera's body being shown flying out more and more outwards as Tekera had gone as far as to extend his arm out, that's when Tekera then went on to shout, oh no you don't, wringing me out will not work on someone like me. Celestial constriction. The celestial what? What's he doing to my body again? I can't rotate or move around. Just what's with all of these binding techniques and body altering attacks this guy has? Now I'm the one that has you, Goku. Astral projection converge. In which within that very moment, as Goku's body was now being shown getting pulled outwards, just as Tekera's body was shown getting flown out more into the void, was when Tekera went on to continue, if you want to honestly believe that throwing me out will be what does me in, then I am going to hit you with enough force that will shatter every bone in your torso. Oh, I remember this, Akuma responds. This was the same stasis attack that he used to immobilize you during our early days of training, Yosh. Yeah, well, how about we not go back to that now, okay, Yoshido responds. In which as Tekera was now shown making his way towards Goku, with Goku making his way towards Tekera, was when Tekera then went on to shout, now unless you truly think that your body is unbreakable, then this next strike is going to shatter you from within, Son Goku. There will be no exceptions. As a nervous Goku went on to respond, whoa, he's closing in fast. I can sense an enormous power spike that's coming from that punch of his. I can't break free. No, I've got to move out of the way and fast. Oh, come on. I know that I can do it because I've done this before. Come on, come on. And Goku got lucky because right before the moment of contact, as Tekera's punch was now shown going right through, it was just upon with Goku's body now being shown having to vanish again was when the Grand Priest went on to respond, oh look, you see, I knew it. And I told you that Son Goku was going to maintain and hold the speed advantage during this battle, though he did get lucky because if that shot had connected, then I'm afraid that would have been it for Goku, with Tekera then responding, but how was he? Yes, oh, instant transmission. You almost had me there, Goku went on to quickly rush in from behind, but almost isn't quite the answer now, is it, Tekera? Yes, excellent, Goku, Whis went on to then quickly shout, just excellent, but my goodness, what a hard-hitting battle this has been thus far, and yet they still appear to be completely even, to which even with Goku and Tekera's body now being shown getting slammed right back onto the stage upon impact was when Akuma went on to respond, oh, this fight has evolved into becoming a battle of attrition, and it looks to remain that way until one of them gives in and breaks down first from the pressure. Oh, this mortal, I can't stand to watch this anymore, Budo went on to continue. Well, knowing how adamant both warriors are, the Grand Priest responds, I highly doubt that this battle will see an endpoint anytime soon until one of their spirits is the first to fold, which by now is a little tough to call. In which even despite the fact of Angel Goku and Tekera's fight now continuing to intensify was when Budo had now gone as far as to reflect on back by responding, oh, I cannot begin to accept what I've witnessed transpire here today. He's just a mere mortal. When we first laid eyes on him, he was but a joke of a man with nothing to possibly offer the five of us. So how is he able to leap right by our expectations into now fighting on par with the second strongest in the multiverse like this? Oh, this is so infuriating to watch. He was mine. If I I only knew that deep down this was what the mortal was truly capable of, then I would have ended him the moment our battle began instead of wanting to punish him the way I did. I let this happen. I could have destroyed him. A true warrior would have battled to the death, Budo went on to then continue, until there was only one fighter left standing, but instead, he took advantage of the situation and knocked me off the platform I was standing on and out of the tournament stage. And to watch him be on an equal fighting level to Tekera now is the last straw. I am done watching. I am done waiting to see what the outcome of his battles against us is going to be like. Who is he to come into our domain and treat us as though we are only mere stepping stones on his path to greatness? I am Budo, the 5th strongest ranking warrior in the entire multiverse, second to my fellow brothers and angel attendees, and I will not let this slide. Twice now we had to watch this puny little man shatter his limits into reaching greater levels of power, and with the first feat being through his experience with me. I know I can break him. I know I am superior in every possible way. Oh, this has gone on long enough and I am not sitting around here and waiting anymore, Budo shouts. I am done sitting back and allowing for this privileged barbarian to walk all over us and spit in the face of our legacy by calling for such a tournament to begin with, when he's done absolutely nothing to earn his place in challenging the 5 of us. I will no longer sit idly by and watch this Saiyan make a mockery of everything that we've done to be where we are, especially with how he got past me, with the Grand Priest then asking, "Say, now what are you thinking about here, Budo?" As even Yoshido went on to chime in, "Hey, easy now, hothead. You know it's against the rules for you to go and just jump right into this fight without Tekera calling for you to be tagged in, so you should remain on your throne." But Budo in fact now had different plans, because upon Budo now being shown dashing towards Goku, it was only now to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there where Budo went on to respond, "The hell with the stupid rules and the hell with this stupid mortal who thinks that he could walk all over us. I'm avenging my loss against him right here, right now, under First Blood rules, which means a fight to the death," with Whis then having to shout, "What? But he can't just go and do that during the middle of someone else's battle. What is Budo doing? Hey, are you nuts?" Yoshido went on to then quickly chime in, "Get back up here. You're going to ruin who am I kidding? I'm actually kind of loving this right now." "That's Budo," Angel Goku went on to quickly respond, "but why is he making his way down towards the stage all of a sudden? I didn't see Tekera tag him into this fight, as even Tekera himself had now gone as far as to warn Budo, as Tekera went on to then shout, "I said that's enough, Budo! I will not allow for you to intervene!" But Budo, on the other hand, seemingly was not hearing what Tekera was saying at all, as Budo had proceeded in making his way towards Goku by then shouting, "I'll put you back in your place, Goku! I shouldn't have ever taken you for granted when I did, but this ends now! You will not be allowed to proceed any further, Saiyan!" But then, it was only now from out of nowhere where all of a sudden we then see how Tekera had now inserted himself in kicking Budo in the face, as Tekera from that point went on to shout, "I said no, warrior! This is not your battle to wage, Budo! You are to know your role throughout this tournament and accept the outcome which you've dealt with earlier and remain with the others until you are called for. I will not have you disrespect my title like this again." "Oh, just wonderful," Akuma went on to then quickly chime in. "Now look, Budo! You couldn't control your anger long enough and wait to be tagged back in. Now look at the mess that you've caused." To which even then, despite Budo's body being shown creating shockwaves as he was now left having to travel through the void, was when Angel Goku went on to chime in, "Whoa, but why? Oh, just what in the world was that all about? Has he lost his mind during all of this or what?" With even Whis chiming in, "Goodness, and just what in the world has gotten into Budo to have him act out in such a way? Has his loss to Goku truly affected him in that big of a way?" To which only now had prompted in a very annoyed Grand Priest to be shown extending his arm out and teleporting Budo back to the spectator seats, as the Grand Priest went on to then respond, "Enough out of you, Budo. I will not have you intervene illegally. You will abide by the rules rules that are set in place or face the consequences of your actions. Girl, you fool. What has gotten into him all of a sudden? Budo, what are you doing? Akuma then went on to quickly shout. You're going to ruin everything here, with Yoshido chiming in. Uh-oh, the hothead's done it now. We told him to remain where he was, but now he somehow managed to anger both Tekera and the Grand Priest for being so reckless. Your obsession in wanting to get back at Son Goku for ringing you out during your battle with him has caused you to completely lose sight of what is currently going on, the Grand Priest went on to quickly respond. This will be your one and only warning moving forward. Unless you are tagged in or called forth to battle, if you do what you just did again, then you will be destroyed, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 56 special then comes to a close. Now you can make no mistake about the fact that moving forward now, as we near the end of the top 5 strongest in the multiverse story, things are without
It's done.
What are you saying? You just said it was done. What does that mean?
Your energy is decreasing with every blow. You're not even a challenge to me anymore.
Commend you for putting up a good struggle, but even a monkey with godlike powers is still a monkey. On your back gasping for air. Quite undignified for the god of monkeys, don't you think?
Can't remember who this is.
Your mere existence offends me, Frieza. You come to my home whining about a few months of effort, and you have the nerve to talk about your revenge? You should keep your mouth shut!
What they gonna know where the mansion is. So controlled I can manage it. Don't get too good for your ass to press. Waiting my life to savage this. Pick up the one that they banish it. I plop the shit in my cabinet. How can my body still handle this? I know that you're worried about the time upon the clock. We all know that you're nervous. I can see it when you talk. Now you say that you want me. I'm the one that broke your heart. Bitch, cry me a river.
is essentially stuck in a situation where he needs to allow his body to cool on down before re-entering that angelic.
Finally now, at long last, everything you have done, every battle that you've waged, every struggle that you've went through, has all led to this. And even though you are by no means an angel through blood, you still managed to find another way in wielding power that is identical to mine. The time has finally come for you to finish this and give it all you have against Tekera Goku. For if you fail now and if something goes wrong, then you will not be given another chance to see the light of day again.
As our story immediately continues following the events of Budo attempting to insert himself in the battle involving both Angel Goku and Tekera, as with Tekera now looking to re-engage in his battle with Angel Goku, it was only upon now having to be shown addressing him where Tekera went on to respond, "I refuse to allow for any of the other three, even respectively the Grand Priest as well, to insert themselves in my battle without me agreeing to swap out for one of them to take my place. I apologize for the sudden interruption on behalf of the fifth strongest," Tekera went on to then continue, "but just like the others, he had his chance to face you, and this is still my battle. So as we were before he decided to inject himself in this fight, Son Goku, let us pick up exactly where we had left off so that way we may continue our battle. Your move," Tekera says, to which upon Goku now being shown having to wind his fist back and getting ready to resume his battle with Tekera was when Goku then went on to respond, "Well, let's not have anything else get in our way then so that we can finish our battle once and for all, Tekera, because just like you, this is only the beginning," in which upon Tekera now being shown avoiding Goku's attack, that was when Yoshido went on to chime in, "You just had to go and almost ruin all of the fun for the rest of us, huh, Budo? You were very lucky that Tekera had dealt with you in such a way, otherwise there would have been way more blood on his hands than yours. Of all the possible things that could have went wrong here today," Budo then responds, "you all know what it is that I'm saying to be true anyways. But for the sake of Tekera and the Grand Priest request, I will wait until something changes and hopefully it's with the Saiyan losing too." Well, if you hope to see the Saiyan lose, Akuma responds, then you have to trust Tekera's plan in making sure that he beats him and not anger him some more by jumping into the middle of his battle like that, with Yoshido responding, "Well, either way, Goku's actually proven to be a much tougher opponent than meets the eye, so I can see why Budo would be so upset by his actions." In which back down below, as soon as Tekera was now shown having to hop from platform to platform in his best attempts of attacking Goku, that was when Tekera was immediately shown having to go for yet another attack, as Tekera had gone as far as to now miss by then saying to himself, "It's hard to get a good read on his movements when he's completely altered his fighting patterns compared to before." And it all points back to the utilization of his evolved Ultra Instinct that is the source of his true speed. But at the same time, I'm starting to see that his ability to maintain certain levels of speed and power is also beginning to flicker in and out, but just barely. And if what I'm starting to suspect is to be true, Tekera continues, then I may have found his greatest weakness while he continues to wield this power, to which upon Goku now being shown attempting to kick Tekera, that was when from out of nowhere instantaneously Tekera had now gone as far as to use his instincts in ducking on under, as Whis went on to then continue, "Oh, Tekera's very cunning, Goku. He's extremely deceptive, incredibly elusive, dangerously powerful, and very perceptive. Well, as long as you are careful and try to finish this quickly, then you shouldn't lose," as Yoshido then went on to respond, "Whoa, now this is going to be a close one, and to think that I'd be even saying such a thing with Tekera of all individuals currently in battle. It only goes as far as to show how impressive this Angel Saiyan was from the moment he went along to prove us wrong." To which upon that very moment, as soon as Angel Goku was now shown spinning around, that was when Angel Goku went on to then shout, "You're wide open," with Tekera then responding, "Then try and exploit what you see, if you have the means to try and break through my defenses anyways." In which, surprisingly enough, that was exactly what Tekera was now shown doing by blocking off Goku's kick, as Akuma then went on to respond, "Yes, very good. Now Tekera is starting to lure the mortal in. Yes, he must have seen something that had caught his attention," in which upon Tekera now once again being shown blowing Goku away, it was only just as Goku was then shown having to land on one of the floating platforms where Tekera then went on to continue, "Your power may be immense compared to before, but it is not invincible. I have identified a potential weakness, and if what I suspect is to be true, then you should do everything within your power to try to win this battle against me now before it is too late," with Goku then responding, "No chance, Tekera, because it sounds to me like you're starting to get a little nervous since you aren't winning here as easily as you thought you would. But if that's the case then why don't we ramp things up a notch or two and see how skilled you really are when up against these, Tekera. It's been a while since I had the chance to use these in a fight, but I couldn't think of a more fitting time to use them. Now, go, Destructo Disc!" As Budo then went on to chime in, "God, just watching this Saiyan still continue to fight fight is making my blood boil on over because he shouldn't have gotten this far to begin with. Energy forged for the purpose of cutting its enemy down is both a sign of brilliance and desperation, Tekera went on to avoid Goku's Destructo Disc by responding. And since you are now trying to bank on either immobilizing me by cutting me down or using these as a way to cut through the platform that I am standing on, whichever one it is, Goku, I can assure you that they will both fail, and I want you to watch and pay very close attention as to why I say they will fall short as I show you. In which, shockingly enough, the moment Tekera was from there shown freezing one of Goku's Destructo Discs, and from that point being shown punching right through it, was when Yoshido then went on to chime in, "Oh, look there, he froze the Saiyan's energy cutting attack in place." So that's interesting, because I don't remember Tekera being able to manipulate his opponent's energy attacks. Well, to be fair, the Grand Priest went on to then respond, "I did go as far as to teach him this long after I was done training the four of you once upon a time ago, so at least he was able to remember this little technique that I helped teach him and apply it when it most definitely mattered. Yeah, this guy is a whole lot better than I originally thought he'd be," Goku then went on to say to himself, "and seeing him just stop my attacks and freeze them in place from out of nowhere only means that I'll have to try even harder if I hope to knock this guy off somehow, cause it won't be easy to do." As try again now Goku did, because upon Goku now being shown having to unleash more Destructo Discs and throwing them directly towards Tekera was when Tekera then went on to respond, and there's that flicker that I noticed from before. Either he knows that something is about to happen to that form of his, or he's doing this on purpose to try and throw me off. He assumes that these discs are going to weaken me. So either that, or he knows that his time is limited, and if his time is limited, then his momentum is limited too, in which upon Tekera being shown now having to cut through one of Goku's Destructo Discs with his tail, not only was Tekera now being shown continuing to counter Goku's attacks, but it was only just as he was now shown having to do so where he then went on to continue, "Tell me, Saiyan, is this magnificent power that you've channeled beginning to escape you? Is that why you are attempting to distract me by using these cheap energy discs of yours? Or are you simply at the height of your power but outclassed when it comes to sheer experience? Maybe it's just me, but perhaps I am right to believe that I am starting to slowly notice a gradual decline in your strength," Tekera continues. "Either way, my vast array of experience and skills will be what overcomes the nature of your angelic force." To which once again, the moment Tekera was now shown once again dashing towards Goku, that was when Yoshido went on to comment, "Wait a second, is that true? But I don't see the Saiyan showing any signs of slowing down or losing power if he's fighting on par with Tekera. So what does Tekera see that we don't?" With the Grand Priest responding, "Perhaps there is a reason on why Tekera believes what he believes while in battle against Goku, but it was like I said, we will wait and see what the outcome between them will both turn out to be as this continues." Well, I must ask, do you believe that there is some truth behind what Tekera sees coming from Son Goku? Grand Minister Whis went on to then ask. "Yes, there is," the Grand Priest then went on to shockingly respond, "one which favors him and one that does not. And what I mean by this is that the only reason on why Goku, at least thus far, was shown being able to hold his power and use it seemingly perfectly was due to the preconditioned circumstances of having him already be exposed to Ultra Instinct before. So his body is naturally used to it," with Akuma then asking, "So what you're saying is that he still has vulnerabilities?" With the Grand Priest responding, "Well, yes and no. Vulnerabilities which he certainly isn't quite used to yet, but that could either make or break his momentum the longer this continues." To which back on down on the battlefield, as soon as Goku is now shown getting ready to strike Tekera upon Tekera being shown missing one of his punches, was when Goku then went on to respond, "You should have kept your distance when you did, because now I see my opening." In which indeed Goku now has, because upon Goku now being shown going on the offensive was when Akuma then went on to respond, "So then it's a gamble between them, but I still don't see a scenario happening where the Saiyan outlasts Tekera. Tekera is known for his unique set of skills along with his incredible conditioning, so my money is on Tekera wearing the mortal down in the long run. But at what cost is the question?" Whis then went on to quickly respond. "For that, we will watch and see what comes from this, which I can only hope favors my students when this is all over." In which back down below, as soon as Goku was now shown being on the offensive and attacking Tekera, that was when Goku then went on to respond, "And if I haven't turned you into a believer yet, Tekera, then sooner or later I will bring you into the light and show you the ways of my true power. And I never expected for this fight to be easy, even after reaching this level of power, but I can only promise you that you will get exactly the fight that you've been looking for from us mortals. Girl, I don't like this. Not one bit, Akuma then went on to chime back in, and it boils my blood just sitting here and watching it all unfold before our eyes. Are you starting to see the issue now? Budo then went on to angrily question. We were too easy on him. We allowed for this to happen. Well, to his credit, which I hate to admit, Akuma then went on to respond, but the Saiyan's doing good. Very good, in fact. So what do you all think? Because it looks like the Saiyan is taking more of a ring-out approach rather than any other, with Budo responding, oh, well, it's obvious that this is what he's trying to do, but there's no shot in hell that he's actually going to be able to pull it off. In which moments right after Goku was from that point shown knocking Tekera back down, with Tekera being shown firing multiple energy blasts back up at Goku, was when Goku then went on to respond, what a truly remarkable power. I can see everything coming almost as though it were moving in slow motion. I knew he would resort to knocking my blasts away, but it's his defense that remains difficult to break through with his Ultra Instinct as his main source of offense. Unless he also knows, as Yoshido then went on to shout, watch it, Saiyan! Try not to smack one of those energy beams towards our direction, or you'll be hearing from my, what was it that these mortal creatures say? Lawyers or something, right? Oh, whatever. You get my point, so watch where you're aiming. As it had only now appeared as though upon Goku being shown grabbing onto one of Tekera's energy blasts that something was beginning to change, as Goku then went on to respond, what incredibly dense energy, but why am I starting to feel a little different? As even Whis went on to chime in, hold on a second, Grand Minister. Are you seeing what I'm seeing too? With the Grand Priest responding, I figured this would happen, but I wasn't expecting for it to come now, but was rather expecting for this to be the case later. Well, this was unexpected, though predictable since he isn't an angel by blood, in which upon even Tekera now being shown having to see this for himself, that was when Tekera had now gone as far as to dash towards Goku's direction by then shouting, so I was right, because there it is. There's my chance to silence him once and for all. Oh no, Whis then went on to quickly shout, his angelic power, it's completely fading. Now you are finished, Goku. This is the end for you and the conclusion of our battle. In which, shockingly enough, with this now having to be the case as Goku was shown dropping out of his angel form, that was when Akuma then went on to also shout, that Halo's completely gone. He's back to what he was before, Tekera. Alright, Primal, Goku then went on to quickly say to himself, then I guess it's either now or I'm finished for good. Oh, wait! Whoa! Easy now, Primal, Goku went on to stick his hands out by shouting. Now just hold on a second, because I want to use one of my lifelines, as even Yoshido went on to put this into question by then shouting, wait, he what? Really? Now? You're choosing to use one of your last two remaining lifeline perks that you have, Tekera went on to question? So you're aware that you are no longer wielding that angel form anymore, aren't you? Yeah, I kinda started to notice that my body still needs to get properly adjusted to using a power like that, which is kinda like what happened against Universe 11's Jiren when I first discovered and unlocked the mastered variation of Ultra Instinct, only I think it's more of a stamina issue now. But I'll just need a little more time before I could fully use that power without dropping out of it, just like I did when I first used the early versions of Ultra Instinct, but since it's not really something that I'm fully used to yet, I figured that I'd use up whatever lifeline perks that I have before I go back into using that transformation and power again, with Tekera responding, then it was your lack of experience with such levels of power. So in response, you pushed your body into overusing this power, which has now resulted in you having to now enter into a cooldown period, isn't that right? You overexerted yourself, then time is what you need in order for you to go back into that realm of power, don't you? Then what is it that you propose, because I am no longer looking to offer you a second chance like I did before? Well, when you put it that way, then yeah, that was exactly what had just happened, but once I'm fully able to get better adjusted to that kind of power, then I'm more than likely sure that I won't be dropping out like this again, and that's a fact. Which, speaking of, since I'm all out of options here, and since I know that I can't really beat you by simply using my Primal Ultra Instinct form, then I think it's time that I called for some help. Hey, Grand Minister, Goku then went on to shout, I would like to use one of the last two lifeline perks that I have, and I would like to call for a partner of my choice in order to help me fight against Tekera. And since I'm not exactly sure on how long this cooldown period for my body is going to last before I'm able to jump back into using that kind of angelic power, then I hereby want to select a partner, with the Grand Priest responding, well, this is certainly a surprise, but very well then, Goku. Who would you like to call for that will help aid you in battle against the second mightiest? As Goku from there went on to point on up by then responding, well, the individual that I choose to help me fight against Tekera is you, Grand Minister. And everyone was shocked as Whis then went on to respond, hold on, did I just hear that right? Did he really just choose you to help fight with him? Well, I second that, the Grand Priest responds, as even I can't believe what I just heard, but yes, he's actually serious. Wait, but can that even be done? Whis went on to ask, is that within the rules or is that acceptable? What? But he just can't go and do that, Yoshido then went on to shout. He can't be serious, Akuma quickly responds, but he is. Just look at his face. He really is, Yoshido continues. He can't be serious on choosing the Grand Priest as his partner in this battle. Now, is he? Tekera questions. Is that even allowed? There must be some kind of explanation within the rules that prevents the mortal from choosing the first ranking strongest as his ally in this battle. Well, as flattered as I am to see you choose me of all warriors to aid you in this battle, the Grand Priest went on to respond, I'm afraid your request cannot be fulfilled as the rules set in place of this tournament prohibit such actions. As your direct competitor in this tournament, those who oppose you in battle cannot be selected to reverse the purpose of why they are there in the first place, Son Goku. And this, my friend, also happens to apply to Whis as well. Since you are directly training under him as his student, the law of the angels dictate that all angel attendees must remain neutral and refrain from combat unless given direct permission by me. And since Whis had already helped you train, he and myself cannot be selected, but you are free to choose again as long as the party that you call forth also agrees on the terms and conditions of helping you. As Goku then went on to respond, well, that really sucks. Oh, now let's see. Who can I choose to call here to help me that would have just the right attitude and mindset for combat? Let's see. Someone who is very aggressive and extremely strong. Oh, so many choices. Well, whoever I choose might not be anywhere near Tekera's level of power, but I need to choose someone who I know would keep fighting even when the chips are down. Hey, wait! I think I got the perfect one in mind. I finally got it, Goku then went on to shout. I know who I'll be choosing now, Grand Minister, so I'm ready to call them here. And so the warrior I choose to help me fight Tekera is none other than Universe 7's God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. Girl, what's that saying doing? Akuma then went on to quickly ask. Now he's calling for destroyers to try and help him fight Tekera, with Yoshido responding, Lord Beerus, that's the scrawny little purple one, right? Not the fat one, I take it. Well, this ought to be good. Now, I haven't seen that little angry destroyer in over 1,000,000 years, with Whis having to chime in, Lord Beerus, well, now this ought to be a very interesting and unexpected little reunion of sorts, with the Grand Priest chiming in, well, a very good choice, Son Goku, but just remember, as long as those whom you call forward accept the fight at your side, then they will be given the freedom to fight alongside you until the very end of the round which you have called them for, Goku. And so now, I call onto the stage Universe 7's God of Destruction, Lord Beerus, on behalf of Son Goku's Lifeline perk. To which, shockingly enough, moments later, as an unsuspecting Beerus was now shown getting teleported into the Null Realm, it was only just as Beerus was now shown arriving where Beerus went on to question, what's going on here? Who dares to try and be bold enough to disturb me while I'm trying to take my Whis? Is that really you, Whis? And is that the Grand Minister? It is. And this realm, this is the Null Realm, isn't it? Oh, what's going on around here? Beerus then quickly went on to then shout. Just what the hell is going on, and why was I brought before Whis and the Grand Minister? Beerus went on to then put into question. Why was I summoned? With Whis having to then wave at Beerus by then shouting, well, hello again, Lord Beerus, and welcome back into the Null Realm. Oh, it's so good to see you after such a long time from being away. I hope that we haven't disturbed you in any way. Indeed, it's a pleasure to see you again, Destroyer of the Seventh, the Grand Priest went on to chime in. I brought you here upon the request which was made that required for your assistance in battle, the Grand Priest continues. Feel free to have a look around before we begin so you can better be accustomed to your surroundings. As from out of nowhere, that was when Primal Ultra Instinct Goku had gone as far as to address Beerus by shouting, hey, it's been a long time since we've last seen seen each other, Lord Beerus, and it's so good to have you here with us now, and I'm sorry for this sudden interruption, but I kinda need you to help me out with something, which was why I had the Grand Priest call you here, Goku continues. I hope you're not mad or anything, as a very agitated Beerus went on to respond, I should have known, damn that annoying little no-good stumbling, bumbling buffoon. Oh, and just what the hell gives you the right to just call me into this battle realm, you idiots? How dare you? Where is your honor, Saiyan? Do you have any idea on how disrespectful this is, you little twig? And just what the hell do you want? But then, it was only just as Beerus had now gone as far as to turn around and seeing Primal Ultra Instinct Goku for the first time, where Beerus then went on to continue, what in the world is this? That form and that power, you've completely changed. What the heck happened to you? What is this form? Oh yeah, right, this. Well, it really has been a long time, hasn't it? Well, what you're actually looking at is one of my 2 new transformations that I recently acquired, Goku went on to continue. You see, this form combines the most powerful aspects of my true nature as a Saiyan and as a student of the angels into creating one mega power, and my second form, which is a little tricky to get into and describe, is kind of something similar to Whis' power, only a little less stable. So Whis wasn't bluffing, you really have changed and evolved your power beyond anything compared to where it was before. So this is the true nature of your power? And what do you mean by something similar to Whis? Just what are you talking about, Saiyan? You better start talking right now, with Goku responding, oh, well, I mean, the form I was able to go into and the power that I was wielding was the same kind of power that those angel attendees reside in. But that's not possible, Beerus then quickly went on to respond. You're no angel to be wielding power that is similar or on par to them. You're just Goku. Are you sure that you didn't smash your head on one of these giant floating rocks here or what? When did all of this happen? And don't you dare get the wrong idea here either, mortal. Whether you were able to discover 1 or 2 or even 10 new transformations, I'd still beat your face into the ground. You got that? So now start talking right now, Goku. Why did you have the Grand Minister bring me into this realm, and just what the hell do you mean by help you in battle? This better be good, as Primal Ultra Instinct Goku from that point had gone as far as to point out behind him by responding, well, you see, I'm kind of stuck fighting against the second strongest warrior in the entire multiverse, Tekera, and so without that angel form that I was using, I can't really do anything in my current state to beat this guy, which was kind of why I had the Grand Minister just bring you here to help me. And so now that you're here, can you maybe team up with me to fight this guy? With Beerus then responding, wait, what did you just say? That name sounds familiar. Wait, hold on, so you brought me here to help you beat the second strongest warrior in the entire multiverse? Well, yeah, I originally asked the Grand Priest if he would assist me, but he said that since he's my direct competitor, that it would go against the rules that were laid out. So this was your ace card, Saiyan. Tekera then went on to bow to Beerus beforehand. Greetings, mighty god of destruction of the 7th. It's been an extremely long time since you and I have last seen each other, and so I welcome you as my next opponent if you wish to engage against me. With Beerus responding, yes, indeed it was. Though I appreciate your signs of respect towards me, allow me to just have a quick word here with this one, so that way I may clear up any of the confusion here between us. Now you wait right there, Beerus continues. You called for me to be summoned and be brought all this way, all the way out here, just so that you could once again drag me into another one of your stupid games, Goku. Oh, now you listen to me, and you listen up well. I am not going to jeopardize my integrity, my title, or my time by fighting to help solve your problems. You got that? This is your battle to wage, not mine, Beerus went on to then continue. So you go and figure this out and leave me out of your nonsense. You got that? So you're saying no? But I thought you always wanted to find a worthy rival to battle against, remember? Wasn't that why you went and kept me and Vegeta around, so that you can one day fight us at our absolute best? So how is this any different? With Beerus responding, oh, it's different because I wouldn't be fighting you. So you can forget it, because my answer is no. And so, second mightiest, the offer made by the Saiyan to help aid him against you is declined. I am not fighting you, with Goku then asking, wait, but why? I don't understand why you're so mad, Lord Beerus. And I understand, Great Destroyer, Tekera went on to then respond. It's truly unfortunate to watch you decline his offer, but I humbly respect your decisions in choosing to do so, God of Destruction. Thank you for your answer, in which upon Beerus now being shown having to make his way towards the spectator seats, that's when Beerus went on to turn towards Goku by then telling him, and just so you know, Saiyan, that if you are somehow lucky enough to walk away from this tournament with your life intact, then I'll be waiting for you the moment we go back to our universe. You hear me? Of all the days where you wanted to have me fight, you picked the day where I was trying to take a nap, with Goku responding, wait, but hold on, what do I do now since you said no? Oh, that doesn't sound very fair. Oh, really, Lord Beerus? Oh, come on now, don't be like that. And here I thought that you'd find a challenge like this to be an exciting one, so why am I to blame all of a sudden for just calling you here to team up with me? Oh, it would have been fun, with Whis now being shown having to facepalm and responding, oh goodness, those two could never find any common ground to ever agree on anything. Oh, how truly embarrassing of a situation. Yes, well, how interesting, the Grand Priest responds. They don't appear to have a stable relationship, at least not on Lord Beerus's end, that is. Well, as unfortunate as this situation may indeed be for Goku, he is still not without an option to choose a partner upon his request to help aid him in battle against the second mightiest. And so now then, Son Goku, if you may, I would like for you to think long and hard on whom you will be choosing as your partner to aid you in this battle, the Grand Priest continues. And I will give you one more chance to think of any warrior whom you would like to be paired with to help you. And so now, who will you choose to call forward? As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 57 special then comes to a close. Now, what's interesting about this overall situation is that Goku now is essentially stuck in a situation where he needs to allow his body to cool on down before re-entering that angelic level once again. But in order for him to do that, he needs to be given a little bit of time in order for him to finally be able to once again enter back into that level. But with the Grand Priest along with all of the angels not being a viable option for Goku now, and with Beerus also declining Goku's offer to fight, you can make no mistake about the fact that you will be surprised on who Goku is going to be choosing coming up next in the upcoming manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 58, which will be made available for viewing right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see. So again, if you not only would like to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, along with gaining additional content and access to my PNGs, soundtracks, art, and so much more, then I do encourage for all of you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/unroandgaming, to where I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well. Because what I want to reiterate here is that although we are nearing the end of this story, I will say this much without giving too much away, is that in fact there will be a sequel to this story, to which I can't tell you when, and I can't tell you what it's going to be about necessarily yet, but by the end of all of this, once this story is over and done with, it is only going to be just the beginning of so much more to come. So again, I do want to thank you so much for your support, thank you all so much for your time, and thank you all so much for your kindness as well.